This is your old pal, the Boogeyman, creeping up on you again as a reminder that there are only 2 days until Halloween, which means there are only 3 nights left to get your spook on at the 10th anniversary of the LA Haunted Hayride. I'm sure you know that the Haunted Hayride is LA's most terrifying outdoor experience and is located inside Griffith Park for the biggest thrills in the city. Single, group, and VIP tickets are still available at LosAngelesHauntedHayride.com. But as always, buy early to avoid the terror of your preferred date and time being sold out. I look forward to seeing you from the shadows.
Here we are in the Haunted Mansion, the sunny Gables estate. I am here with my lovely, amazing, hyper-talented, multi-hyphenate friend. I'm going to get your last name right. Jennifer van Heeckeren.
Heeckeren.
Heeckeren!
To be fair, it's 4 E's. So, and in Holland...
No American can pronounce that.
I should have changed. My full name is Jennifer Denise Victoria van Heeckeren Fitzgerald.
Oh my God, that's
so
glorious.
It's
That's absolutely fantastic.
Thanks,
wow.
Mum. Thanks. Yeah. And this is a real haunted... we just walked in. We had a house introduction, and I'm severely creeped out. Severely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good. Got you right into the spirit. Yeah. So we were, of course, catching up when you walked in and came up to the very ornate gates of the estate. We haven't seen each other in 2 years or something.
A long time.
I don't even know.
It's kind of funny because we are very supportive of each other and always helping each other out.
That's right.
It's just all through social media or emails or kind of just those tacky emojis, and it's I feel like
I love tacky emojis.
They're the worst. When it's one that isn't specific enough.
Yeah,
you're searching through a snowflake's not gonna
tap.
Right, I'm freezing, but there's no. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love what you do, and I think you're awesome, and
back at you.
Yeah, it's just all love. I love
it. You're absolutely incredible, and you're doing all sorts of things, and you've got a newly minted enterprise called FunniFemales with an I. That's correct, right?
Right. Very cheap domain. That is what it's about.
Yep.
No, it's a platform because I really love comedy. I love comedy and females and anybody who's pro empowerment, especially for women, just because as a woman, I was really fat. And people were...
PHAT?
Sure.
Pretty hot and tempting?
Sure. That is wow. Just wow. And I played the tuba.
That's how I think of you, honestly.
Now, right? I'm 5'9", and I did
listen,
work on
I didn't know you before, so there's no other visuals.
It's just the internal stuff,
You're ever awesome. I don't care. Listen,
I know, that's
you're
what
out
I like
there doing
about
things.
you. I was even with FunniFemales and finding men who also are pro talent too, not just women and I guess girls too. It's just about finding people that see the human inside, just see the actual soul of a person, especially creatively, because creative people are just so lost in the most magical way. Mm-hmm. They're just trying to find themselves. And
I love that you put it that way.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
It's so vulnerable.
We have to be.
Yeah.
We have to put it out there because I've talked about this so many times on this show, and I'm sure people are really tired of hearing it. But I'm so... It took a long time for me to find myself. It took a long time for me to figure myself out, and it's a very human trait. But specifically for me, I got so lost in myself, and it took so long to figure out what I really wanted, what my goals were, what my goals are, really how I feel about myself. And I'm built like Gumby, but I'm very proud of myself. I have no shame in my body, and I love it. And I love helping other people share that. I just get a huge kick out of that,
Yeah, I'm the same. There's a special place, I think, for people who love to share. And that's like in this industry, it can be so desperate that you feel like if you start sharing, you won't have enough for yourself. And that's just not true. Like the more you share, the more, like there's no universe that something that I have can't be shared. And because I'm going to be different, whether I'm slightly bigger, slightly smaller, slightly more Australian, slightly like I've lived in Asia, like there's something to me that's not to you. And that's why it works. And that's why sharing is so much more creative as a network as well. It's like, oh, so you like bananas? I know nothing about them. Let's make a fruit salad.
They're very appealing,
right? A lot of potassium, but it's just the idea of that. And people who share, I think, have for I guess me personally, there's something that I gravitate towards. I'm like, oh, like you get it for me. I'm like, oh, like you get that it's about that, and it's makes the world better. There's a lot of nastiness going on.
Oh,
and I don't
so
think
much.
And focusing on that hurts. It hurts. Like comedy is all pain, right? Comedy is pain. Like you're just a tragic human. Yeah. And that's why it's funny, because everyone has that tragedy. Everyone has that same feeling.
Right. And the more you give of yourself, the more abundance you're going to get back. I mean, it's all karma. It can be said in 100 different ways, but the more you give, the more you get back. That's really what it's all about. And I so love how much you put yourself out there, and you're not just on one side of it. Right?
Am I just raw? I'm a fish. I'm turning into like some weird tuna.
Keep on swimming.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm working the LA Haunted Hayride right now, and it's amazing. So it's so good. It's so fantastic. I get to be creepy and be paid for it, but it is exhausting. Like it is killing me. With my asthma, like every time I do, I know it's hilarious, but it's
an asthmatic murderer. 1 second. Some Jewish planet. 1 minute.
I'll be right there.
Give me a second. Jesus. Let me get this file.
And of course, I'm doing jump scares all night. Every time I jump out at someone, I'm like kicking hay and dirt like up into the air.
Right.
I scare people so bad I'm chasing them out.
Right.
Outside of the.
I will not go to any of those things.
Oh, come on.
No, I went one time.
You'll love it.
And then
I'll scare you real good.
That's what I mean. It's too good.
Listen.
We're in a haunted mansion right now.
We have to have an entire
guys.
Cleanup crew for all the whiz. I mean,
right. I'm not.
There should be a disclaimer that.
And LA actors, just wait for this
adult
moment.
diapers to come in there, because listen, but it's a good time. You should come out.
Right.
Come
one
see
time.
me.
This guy was saying it was like a whispering. I was at the Universal Scare something. I don't even know how I got there. That's how
Horror
scary.
Nights, yeah.
Horror Nights.
Yeah, yes.
The horror. It was so much horror. This guy was so good. He was so professional, but he creeped up right next to my ear and then didn't even whisper words.
I'm real good at that.
And then I dropped to my knees and just...
Come on in, Jennifer. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
I'm good.
There's nothing to be scared of. There's plenty of murder for everyone.
Oh my God!
I'm doing that all night long.
Every day.
I have so much fun.
Right. That's what happens in LA. All the actors are like, this is my gig! Get to scare this kid forever.
Dude, and we have a cast of over 100 people. There's so many different monsters and
it sounds so fun.
Gory awesomeness.
I tried to audition for one of those, and then I have dislocated shoulder, and they were like, oh, you should use that.
Absolutely.
And then I actually dislocated it again, at the audition.
Isn't that always the way?
Right, I was like, I'm pull out the big guns, and my arm is coming off. Right.
Just splatter a little bit of blood on there, And
I had to play it kind of cool, but I was also like, my arm is detached.
Yeah.
Am I getting a callback? And they were like, are you? I'm like, I'm fine.
It's all good.
Callback? Yeah. Story of my life. And it's like being vulnerable also, just putting myself out there. It's like this real vulnerability that I'm learning that it's okay to be scared and to do it anyway. And if nobody likes it, that's okay. And there's like, a moment where you have even people that are closer to you. As you get older, the dream gets less cute. It's a very real thing. It's adorable.
Then you have to adult.
Right.
You have the dream and you keep reaching for the stars and you're holding on to those I was going to say aphorism. That's not the word I'm looking for. But you're holding so hard to that dream, and of course, like I did it. I've wanted to be a performer. I've wanted to be in movies since I was teeny tiny. You know, watching Ghostbusters and Neverending Story and all of these. You know, putting myself in those fantasy scenarios and. You know, I was a Ghostbuster I still am. You know, I still
you're in a haunted mansion.
I'm in a fucking haunted mansion.
That's
I mean,
Ghostbuster on a real level.
There's
a gargoyle next to this.
We need to shoot literally everything in this house. Like this house needs to be used for absolutely. Like every kind of shoot. I mean, we're here. We could do a murder mystery just in this library. We could do
just the books,
guys. If you could see this, I'm gonna put more pictures of this on the Instagram. And guys, you got to follow the Instagram. I'll get all the tags at the end of the show. But did you have? Okay, so you're so driven. Did you? Obviously, you know there were levels. Did you find that what? First of all, what was the point where you found that in yourself? And did you grow up with that environment? Did you have parents who encouraged you to
they're all
perform?
Doctors.
They're all doctors.
NASA.
Wow.
Like, a lot of it's like I have a loving family, but it is like, oh, if you're gonna be good, you have to be really good, and you also have to be really kind. They were like two of the biggest things. It's kind of like a thread of morality. It's like because I think. Arts is a luxury for a lot of people. There's like food, water, and sometimes mentally for people who are doctors or saving the planet, it's like a different thing, you know. And I feel like what we're doing is so important because it's honest, and I think honesty is the most crucial thing that we're missing even now within social media, within all the stuff. And the I guess the epiphany I had recently was just like do it because you actually love it. And it, as simple as that is, it's like there's nothing more important to me than the people that I love and the feeling I get when I get to do the things I love with those people. I just went to Puerto Rico to do some volunteer work. Yeah, it was great. It was through a great organization called All Hands and Hearts, and they had, it was only for 4 days for me because that's all I could take off. But it changed a lot of my life, and it's nothing to do with comedy. There's more things where it's like, oh, like I can do more things with my life, but that isn't one stereotype, even for my own sanity and my own self. It's like, oh, you know what? I actually love cheese. And I started making cheese.
Me too.
Like what? Like all these.
You
little
made
things.
cheese.
Yeah, there's little things where it's like, oh,
like goat cheese or
in a tub. Like,
in a tub.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you gotta expand. You gotta expand on that. Tell me all about it.
We lived in Korea as like a kid, and then my mom. There was no cheese in Korea when we lived there, and so we made cheese. And so I remember being like, I should make, and I made it as an adult, and it was terrible. My mom is a cheese genius. So yeah, there's a bunch of geniuses in my family, and
my partner calls me a cheese genius too, but for a totally different reason. I'm just full of it all the time.
There we go, cheesy. Hey,
exactly. But
get at it, out of here. I don't know.
Somebody give me a rim shot.
Right, like ding. There we go. Something. We both tried. We hit just the blank stare. Yeah, I think finding love of doing it because you just love it. I met this guy who is pretty famous, and he said, you know, you are doing something that you love when you do it for free. The difference is that when you're good at it, when you don't do it for free, because it's like a gift, you know, and it's like kind of interesting the space in which finding your passion financially, emotionally, and spiritually, how they should technically come together. Just like as you get older and the dream gets less cute, it's more about like being honest with it and then finding yourself, being like, what's gonna make me happy, And if that's helping others, then that's what you should do. If money makes you happy, go make money. Like, that's not
Sure.
a bad thing.
Sure.
You know, and there's other ways that you as a person can show your gift. My gift is to, like, make people laugh. My gift is to motivate people. I fucking love it.
I know you do.
Yeah,
and you have such a big smile on your face every time you're talking about your art, and it's so beautiful.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, and it's like, I'm excited as Funny Females. We're partnered with Issue Magazine, and so it's like now becoming like a bigger thing. And so having you on board and people that I personally know.
Oh, I'm on board?
Also, oh yeah, like
oh great, this is an exclusive. Cool. I'm part of the team. Hooray!
Yeah, there's like we're trying to get interviews at Sundance, and I just joined the screening team for Louisiana Film Festival. There's a lot of being able to help others through the art that I like to do, and also realizing like who gives a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, on a deep level, it doesn't really matter.
And those people are hard to find in the small inner circle that is Hollywood.
Right. Well, there's some great people. Like, there's
Yeah,
like a
really
lot
are.
of the not getting up out of bed feeling in LA, where you're like, what is the point? And then there's the other side of LA that's like, oh my god, the sunsets always are cinematic.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. Like, you'll just drive and it's like horrible traffic, and you're like, oh my god, the sun is pretty gorgeous.
Yep. Just rolling along on the PCH, and you're like,
oh,
go do the friggin' traffic, and then you just look slightly up, and whoa, I'm really in the most wonderful, magical place in the entire world, and here we are doing it. Whatever it is that we're doing
it. Oh man, and like even the fear of being honest or vulnerable in the arts, I think, is something that I want to shed of myself, and the other people that I can see are hungry for that too. Like, there's so many women and men that have come up just since creating Funny Females that are like, I like what you're doing because it's just a shout out. It's just to be honest and shout out people who are doing great things. Like, that's it. There's no, like, gimmick. It's like, I like what you do. Thanks. Thanks for doing it. Like, you exist. That's kind of badass.
It really is. And you're a badass.
Oh, yeah.
You are truly badass.
I'm trying to change, like, the idea in my head. Like, mental health has always been such a big thing for me. Like, okay, so honestly, people think I'm crazy, and then I tell them my life story, and my mother is schizophrenic. And my dad has brain damage. And then they met at a psych ward. And then made me. So there's, like, the level of, like, you're crazy. And, like, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not. Yeah. So it's really interesting. I was
you're like, both halves of the cracked nut. That's
right. I'm trying to change the world.
Incredible.
Because that's impossible. Like, it's an impossible thing, and it happened. Like, anything can be possible. So why not shed all the stigma of, like, crazy, shed all the stigma of, like, you have to be pumped all the time. Like, nobody is that pumped. Is anybody that pumped?
No, I get yelled at on Facebook all the time. Anytime I'm even slightly emo, they're like, just shut up. Just stop.
It's not as easy as, like, a girl with, like, a tank top that's like, you can cry sometimes. Yeah. And you're like, that's not sadness, babe. Like, there's a different thing. Like, it's okay to be sad. Then show the picture of you crying. You wearing, like, a tube top. It's, like, a very different sadness.
Crying into the pool, yeah.
Right. Of likes. A pool of likes. It's, like, and that's...
Yeah.
Well, why not celebrate, like, people trying? Because I'm trying very hard, and I know other people that try so hard, and they're so good. And sometimes seeing people that are maybe, like, ill-intended, and it's like, no, let them go too, because that's what love is. That's what, like, being creative is. Like, there's this girl that went to acting school with me, and she's like, I'll just try it for, like, I don't know, like a year, maybe, like, 2, like, we'll see, like, I'm fine.
We're gonna try it out.
Right. Netflix. Just 3 different movies out.
What?
Right. And so it's like, how?
Oh, yeah.
How? And it's like, oh, yeah, because that's, like, how it happens. Like, me being, like, trying to figure out how life works isn't as effective as me doing Funny Females and then getting the people that I think are, like, killing it and going to really change the game to band together. that's more productive with my headspace and my gift of being able to share stuff.
Well, you're my hero right now. Tell me about your other heroes. Who do you...
Robin Williams.
Oh.
Damn him. Damn him.
Oh.
The worst.
I mean...
The worst, man.
Oh.
So, gave.
God.
He gave his life to us.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty remarkable. Like, Angelo, Maya Angelou, like, just, like, amazing. She, I think I'm pronouncing her name wrong, of course, but she's just this amazing woman who changed the perspective of listening, because she wasn't able to, or didn't really choose to speak for so long. She learned to listen. I think anybody who stops and listens, and you can really, like, hear and see, they're, like you right now nodding, it's like, oh, like, they're my favorite people, because it's like they want to provide something, and there's no benefit. Like, when you listen, you really listen to yourself at the same time.
Oh, man. You are just, I mean, please write a book.
Just a schizophrenia alone. I'm like, I'm not that crazy, guys. You know.
Love Letters to a Schizophrenic. I think there's your book title right there.
Well,
I mean...
She was so amazing that she was studying neuroscience to try to cure herself of what she knew. You know, like, I feel like there's this disconnect of, or stigma with depression and mental health and schizophrenia. It's like, most of these people are with us. Like, you're only one step as a person to become homeless. You lose a job, you lose whatever. It's like this. You get real close. There. Right.
I mean, I float back and forth. I am much like Wash on Firefly. I am a literal leaf in the wind most of the time. So.
Right, and that's like the people that I think have some of the most brilliant ideas, but are so cast aside because it's not digestible. I like FunniFemales, all of, like, what we're doing. It's like trying to make what society says is, like, inedible and ingestible. It's like, that's like a real person. It's got to be one person in your family you even know personally that could probably use a hug and less of a block on. Everybody that I know needs a hug. Sometimes. Right. And more. Some much more than others. I need a hug sometimes, you know? Yeah. And sometimes I just have to stand in the mirror and give myself a hug. You know what I mean? Right. Well, it's the shame attached to you not being like a hero. There's this like in Australia there's the thing being like, don't be a hero, like don't like try to like up yourself, like just be like us, be average, be normal. And it's like, if you don't want that, then why be shamed for that? If you are that and want that, why is that's okay, but something else isn't? Like, my mom, for instance, studying neuroscience to try to cure herself. To me, that's, like, the most heroic thing, but it's not about anything but to cure herself and to try to, like, help this idea that schizophrenia is only for people who are I guess, like, bash their head or any of the stereotypes.
Sure,
so she was a neuroscientist.
That is...
PhD, like, that's
unbelievable.
It's a different stereotype than what you imagine things to be, and I think that happens with everyone across the board.
You really come from a great lineage of. Excuse me. See, we were just.
Yeah.
I am coming through it. You come from such an amazing lineage of people who are propelling themselves through unbelievable circumstance and succeeding so greatly at it.
Definitely. My grandparents were part of the Dutch underground in the war. And so, like, I'm like, how do I be more kind when my grandparents, how do I, like, really have this legacy of kindness and morality when they saved 600 Jews from the war in, like, the underground tunnels in Holland. Oh. So it's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want to wear wigs and probably do some drag, but I also play the tuba. And my grandma's like, okay, anything else? Like, no, that's it. Thanks. Like, that's what that kind of has shaped my life, because I'm like, oh, that's possible. Doing great things. You don't have to be like, you don't have to have, I guess the term is my grandfather was an engineer, and my grandma was an artist. And so it's like, you don't have to come from some great thing to do great things. That's kind of what I want to do with Funny Females and with people that I think are geniuses that I want to work with. I'm like, you don't have to start from what you think is a good place to start, because that's not how life happens. It's not how it has to work. And it's great if it does. Like, I'd love someone to fly in with a gold snake that I could sell. To be like, guys, this is a gold snake. And let's
You've
make
got
movies.
a pretty cool snake in front of you.
Yeah, it was like, it's real. Like, this is a haunted house.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like
it's legit.
Yeah. The room is getting darker. And it's closer to Halloween. I kind of think you should leave
No. I want to stay here I'm loving staying here. I haven't had one single encounter, and I'm so upset about it. I won't lie. I am jazzed AF to like see something like haphazardly glance into a mirror and see something just to the side. I was staying upstairs for a few nights in a room where there was mirrors all over the place, and I was like, something has to happen in here. And someone supposedly took their life. Portal, sure. There was a woman supposedly that took her life in the bathtub upstairs. Oh, I don't know if we can go up there right now, because I think there's someone Airbnb-ing that room right now.
But that's so funny.
But it's like a theme of purple. The whole bathroom is purple. If we can, I'll ask if we can go up there and you can say. Would you play your mother?
Oh.
If the story of your mother was presented on film, would you play her?
I had somebody steal my life sort of kind of story and then sell it in Cannes. And I remember helping sell this
rewind.
film.
Are you serious?
That's why it's like, oof, you could take that pain of like, that's kind of my life. And I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money because I'm a motivator, and I'm like, just do it. Just do it. It's so, because the fear stops so many people. Yeah. So that movie was just like, oh, like, this is my story. And obviously they embellished it.
It's the greatest motivator and the greatest stopping block.
Right. And it's sort of like, oh, then okay, then do that. And I had this amazing mentor, and he said, you know, Jen, the worst is when people stop stealing your ideas. It's the worst.
There's a great quote by someone. I'm not going to remember who it is, and send me angry emails. I'm so sorry. But Pete Holmes talks about it on his show. You Made It Weird, on his podcast.
Awesome.
He's phenomenal. And he does a phenomenal show. But he talks about someone all the time that's saying, if that's your only great idea, if you're only going to ever have one, then you better bank on that.
Right.
You better, if someone steals that idea from them, you better make sure, like, you better take ultimate vengeance on them. But
right.
That's probably not your best idea, right?
There's so many.
You're going to continue to having great ideas, so keep having them, right?
Right, and with smarter people. That's another one. Like,
exactly.
Surround yourself with, because smarter, not even necessarily smarter, but an eclectic or diverse life creates better stories because you can empathize. You can't, like, I can write from like a Dutch American who lived in Korea, very weird point of view, but I also can't write from a girl who's lived in one city their whole life. That's like, that is a side of the story that I can't relate to. I've always moved, I've always done stuff. Like, anybody who just wants to, like, their whole life goal is, like, to be a sandwich artist, like, fuck yeah. But I don't know that life story. Yeah. I want so many other things. I'm like, I would love to be content with making this a beautiful sandwich. That would be great. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat it and move on.
I won't lie. There is some real magic in making a great sandwich. There really is.
Yeah. I believe you.
I started putting cucumbers on things instead of tomatoes several years ago. I think it was just something
so British. Did you like know one British man? You were like, this guy knows so much.
You know, I do believe I was British in another life.
life.
I really do.
You are sitting in
because
a
I'm
haunted
very
mansion.
I feel very posh in this room. Just
So posh.
just
Samsung.
absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Beautiful. It is very posh.
I mean, listen, guys, I know you can't see any of this, but I am telling you, come on out, by the way. If you want to do a show, if you want to record with me at this house, hit me up. Slide into my DMs, as they say, because I will bring you out here. I will give you the official tour.
It's worth it.
And we will record right inside this room so you can see it for yourself, because it is breathtaking. It's right out of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's
mahogany
real.
everywhere.
There is a table next to me just full of weapons.
I
I want to joke, but there's
I'm sure there is a
dagger and a
specific
horn.
name for that table, and I'm
The
not
death
up on
table?
my.
Yeah, I feel like it's the death table. It's a lot.
Oh man, I will be.
Yeah, slow
Eventually.
and steady.
Wins the race. That's exactly right.
Right.
Okay. You told me about your heroes. I love that. Let's jump over to the totally silly stuff. I always ask people, what are you watching? What are you watching right now?
Oh my god, too much stuff. I'm just joined the screener team for the Louisiana Film Fest.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Just minimum like 6 films, like a week. And I just love that because it's like real live filmmakers. It's not that I don't love the Netflix and the blockbusters and the like weird YouTube where you just get real dark and you're like, how did I end up at, pimples? So you're like, what? Okay, but we're here. Like, so that's really nice to watch new up and coming filmmakers who did the thing. Because getting a film made is so hard. You can lose people, you can gain people, you can get a big head, you can get no head about it. There's so many ways to, like even in I just was able to work on like a bigger budget movie with Tarantino. And so that was like,
are you serious?
Crazy.
You worked with Tarantino?
Yeah, on a very like small scale, but I got to watch stuff, and I'm not even allowed to like say anything, and I'll probably get murdered if not in this house. But that was like watching him work was.
I'll edit this out. I
great.
won't. I'm kidding. This is
Right,
exciting.
this is great. Like, and he is so detail orientated and more so about creating a space for his art and for his team and for his people.
I gotta say, I try very hard not to get political on this show, but there are a number of stigmas surrounding him and his work, and I'm just curious. Like, so I love to hear you say that, because I have I get into a lot of very heated discussions with people because I have such a very wide lofty level of willing suspension of disbelief. I can still watch Woody Allen movies, and I watch them for their artistic value. I watch them for what he put together and created on film, the energy, the cinematography, the feeling, the dialogue.
Oh gosh, the best.
So how did you feel on that set? What was the energy? What was the essence of that set when you were there?
I think the best way is you can feel. I think if anybody has dirt on them, they know it, right?
Of course.
So you're gonna be on your best behavior.
Of course.
So it's that, and then he would whisper a bunch to like all the stars or like his DP, and he's worked with the same team pretty much his whole life. So there's a shortcut that you don't even understand what the hell's going on. You're like, what? And it's beautiful because that's, I think, the best art comes from this shorthand. You know what I mean? Like Picasso with his paints, and then Ray Charles with like 12 Bar Blues. You're like, oh, like this is what you use to get what you feel and want to express. And so a lot of his stuff was like being able to tap in to what the whole movie was about, and always referencing what it was about in the sense of like props or time, or reminding you that you're in a world. You're not just like there, you're in this world of a place, constantly reminding you. constantly reminding you, this is real, this is real. This may look fake, but it's real. This is a real place. And in doing it in a way that isn't, is so organic. And I hate that word, but that's like what keeps coming to mind. It's the one that fits, yeah. Right. It's like an honest place. That's the best.
And he really knows how to build a world.
Right. There's other people. Stevie Wonder. I cried so many times I saw him live, and I was like, You've seen him live.
Just
once. It's like I got tickets to New Orleans when I was 18, and I couldn't afford the plane ticket to get to New Orleans, but I bought the ticket first. And then saved up enough money to, like, see him.
Whoa.
You know, because I was like, I can't not see, like, one of my favorite people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the ticket first. That's something I'll do. I call it Future Jen. She'll do, like, Groupons for massages. And I'm like, Future Jen again.
Future Jen approves.
Right? Like, oh, did you need that, I don't know, scrunchie? Yes, you did. And it's coming in the Amazon mail right now. And I'll do it late at night in that weird sleep brain.
Oh,
where you might have forgotten about it.
The 3 a.m. thoughts. Yeah.
Oy.
Yeah.
Oy vey.
Sorry, I keep checking the mic to make sure. Yes, exactly. That it's still going, it's still on, and that it is actually
real life,
physically recording, because there was a previous interview that I was doing. This is such a sidebar. This is so boring. But I was doing a previous interview and it cut out like right in the middle because the card ran out because I was a dumbass. No, it wasn't here. This was a while back. But I was a dumbass. I forgot to pull the previous audio from the card. It filled up and it stopped recording, and
that's
then
always so rough.
It was a wasted day.
Oh my God, can I tell you a really messed up story?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm doing this documentary. We're in Baton Rouge. I've never done sound. The sound guy couldn't go, but I'm producing it, and I'm like, we're gonna get this interview. Oh my gosh. So we were following this amazing woman who's helping people with PTSD. And so we're interviewing one of the women she's worked on for her treatment. And she's telling us how she and her son almost drowned to death in their own car from the floods that happened in Baton Rouge. And I was recording sound as she's telling this story, and I did it. Like, I totally messed up. No. And I didn't hit the right.
Button.
Oh, my God. And I was like, wait. And when I got the director, I was like, hypothetically, if we haven't got any of this.
Oh, God.
And so we had to re-go to the person who's traumatized already. And I was like, hi, I'm Jen. Would you mind? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's...
Movie magic, right?
That's
movie.
That's painful, but that show...
That's real, though.
Do.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was hire good people. That's like, man... Spend that extra money, because that was terrifying.
Yep.
She was awesome and a trooper about it, but that moment. I remember that for a very long time.
We're going to talk all about more embarrassing moments and a bunch of other good stuff when we come back. There are many things that bring me joy. 80s cartoons, jelly-filled donuts, superhero movies, meeting new dogs, especially little fluffy puppies. But the thing that brings me the most joy in this life is a good night's rest. And there's no better way to get your Z's than on a Casper mattress. Designed by comfort angels for the relaxation of us mere mortals, Casper products are cleverly designed to mimic human curves, providing supportive comfort for all kinds of bodies, including the kind like mine that are built like a cross between Gumby and Kermit the Frog. Listen, guys, you spend a third of your life sleeping, so you should be comfortable. The experts at Casper work tirelessly to make a quality sleep surface that cradles your natural geometry in all the right places. It's as if you just had the most incredible massage of your entire life, then were whisked away by Aladdin's magic carpet, dancing just above the surface of the water while you glide into tantric slumber. The original Casper mattress combines multiple supportive memory foams for a quality sleep surface with the right amounts of both sink and bounce. a breathable design that helps you sleep cool and regulates your body temperature throughout the night. Casper also offers two other incredible mattresses, the Wave and the Essential. The Wave features a patent-pending premium support system to mirror the natural shape of your body. The Essential has a streamlined design at a price that won't keep you up at night. Casper also offers a wide array of other products. Of course they do, like pillows and sheets, to ensure an overall better sleep experience. These are all designed, developed, and assembled right here in the US of A. And let me tell you, you can be sure of your purchase with Casper's 100-night risk-free Sleep On It trial. Casper not only allows you to sleep like a baby hedgehog on a mountain of marshmallows, but they also offer hassle-free returns if you're not completely satisfied. Their products are delivered right to your door in a small, how do they do that? Sized box. And they have free shipping and returns in the US and Canada. And here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, muggles and wizards, is the kicker. Right now, you can get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/faux, that's FAUX, and using my promo code
Faux at checkout.
What? Devlin, are you frickin' serious? You can't be for real right now. Don't you mean faux real? Yes, I do. Just go to casper.com/faux, FAUX, and use my promo code FAUX to save $50 towards select mattresses. Right, meow. Tell me more about FunniFemales and what you're going to keep shouting people out and helping them to pursue their art as you are pursuing yours. What is one of your ultimate goals with the platform? What would you really like to do with it if you carte blanche?
Okay. There's so much I
Someone
want to
walked
do,
in with a bag of money and said, "Here you go, Jen, and I want to help support you and your endeavors and jump into my money bin and
just
do
because
whatever
that's
you
the toughest part too, is even with the dream and being able to be feasible. It's everything that's creative does take money to buy paint, to buy glue, to buy cameras, to buy just for wages. I think this is a sidebar, but one of my passions too is I wish the industry had a better system for entry-level artists. Pay your interns. Don't force them to wear Gucci that they can't afford for your high-rise meeting you have when you're not paying them even minimum wage. That's something way further down the line, because it takes time, just like the Me Too movement, just like Hollywood and racism, all these bigger issues. It's going to take a bit of time, and I think that's why FunniFemales is so important to me, because it's a start. It's a start of a wave of positive shout-outs and creating a platform for people who aren't already rich and famous. Don't know why that's so hard, but finding a platform for feels good, guys. Yay!
Sorry,
Let's do it.
I was hoping you would just keep talking through but then of course I forgot to turn the sound
and
off.
lenses. How can you not do, the faces?
I mean,
got a new shirt today.
and of course I took a shot with your eyes totally closed. So there we go. That's much better. Oh, that looks super cool too.
The light is quite nice. Lighting.
The light is perfect in here. The library.
The creepiness added with this unforbidden sun thing. It's very nice.
Oh, do you want to? Are you being scorched?
No.
Oh,
this is
okay.
Great. Just creepy as hell.
I totally interrupted you with my ridiculous picture taking.
So
please continue.
So the hopes and the dreams of creating a platform for comedians and I guess funny content is something I've always been passionate about. I think creating a bridge there's a huge hierarchy in Hollywood that doesn't really make sense to me. A lot of nepotism, a lot of he said, she said, and there's not a lot of doers. That's what makes me so frustrated. So this is a shout out and a platform for the doers, because that's really what people are after is you. That's why we're looking for Instagram for brands. Like if you go to Nike, if you go to any other H&M, you're looking for the personal touches of that brand now. You can choose what you want to watch. Netflix is so individual. Hulu is so individual. Like before, you had to pay to go to a movie, and that's the only movies that came out. That's what you had your choices: comedy, horror, whatever it is. They have 3 movies of each. Which one do you want? And now it's like, oh, I don't have to. Like I have my own choice. So this platform is the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm shouting out people who choose what they want to do, and it's on a level that's like sharing of doers. Doers are the best people for me because I'm also a doer. It's so attractive. When I meet a not doer, part of me dies a little. I'm like, please do something. If you hate it so much. I used to be super fat and now I eat salads. I didn't want to be like a fat mole, so then I work out and I like doing that. It's like a simple shift, but it's like a doing process. That's like, I go to all these money making seminars just for like shits and gigs, and a lot of it is the same kind of regurgitated, mostly crap, so you can pay their whatever at the end of it. But a lot of it is just believing in your own gift and then paying attention. That's like it. All of it wrapped up. That's pretty much it.
And that's the show, ladies and gentlemen, because well, I mean, you said so much in that, in what you just said, because, and I've talked about this on the show many times too. I don't subscribe to the workshops and the classes and the seminars and stuff, and I haven't done them in a long time, and I get a lot of
flack.
Not just flack, but complete apathy, complete don't even see me.
Right.
From agents and managers and casting directors.
Oh, yeah.
Because they want you to take the workshops, and they want you to have the photographer that they have suggested, and they want you to do the whole thing and spend thousands of dollars before you can even get that five seconds of FaceTime, if you're able to get any FaceTime with them at all in person. And I just I go at it my own way.
And there's nothing wrong with either side. Like the girl who got those 3 movies just like back to back. It's like, oh, so you saw that in her, okay? Because I don't want to do that. Like for me, I've tried that way, and if you keep hitting your head against that thing, sometimes it's like a safer mental thing to be like, oh, because she's not me. Oh, because he is Bigfoot and I'm Littlefoot. Oh, like there's a different, like, yes. Oh, like of course, like it makes sense. And it's much more empowering for yourself to be like, oh, I, for instance, love doing many things at the same time. And so if you read a certain successful book, that's not going to make me successful. Well, that's not you. I didn't write that book. Maybe the way I get successful is by doing so many things. Because that worked for you might not work for me. So why am I buying this book about a system? Because you told me this is the right system? Okay, great. We're done. Right? Because it's not fulfilling your own health.
Of course you can, it's always good to educate yourself and to pick up pieces from those teachers and to learn from your instructors. And you take all those pieces and put it into your life puzzle. We all have our own path. And, like working at the haunted hayride, sometimes it's filled with hay and
right,
and
and
dirt
rides. And it's a lot. Yeah.
And I'm behind a mask and I'm breathing it all in, and I have to keep pushing myself through,
Right.
And
it's okay to take a break. Like,
of course.
You know what I mean? Like haunted hayride. Guess what? 3 months of your life, and then you're back to Christmas, because America loves their holidays.
You are not kidding.
Right.
And this is
then you're an elf.
This is my favorite one.
Keep going.
I was listening to a radio show yesterday, and they were talking about just moving Halloween to the last Saturday in the month of October.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean, not like anyone's actually considering it officially. They were just proposing the idea, and I was like, that is fantastic. Yeah, we can put it wherever the hell we want and make it a national holiday, a real official national holiday, so that the parents aren't rushing home from work on a Wednesday or Thursday like it is this year, and
Right.
and it's all on the weekend, and you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have to
Sounds
worry about
awesome.
like the trick-or-treating
Right.
curfew and that whole situation,
That's where the world's going now. We're becoming so convenient to our own selves, which is incredibly narcissistic.
Yeah.
And kind of like Christmas is on Tuesday this year, so
Right.
let's move that to Friday, and that would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sure would.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes. I'm like always the Christmas. Like my brother's very busy. My mom's just like, eh. And I'm like, guys, this is the holiday that everyone's forced to be nice. Like, how is this not your favorite?
Well, hopefully it's not so much forced, but
It's definitely enforced. Like, if you're not happy, children will die. That's how it feels.
fairies will lose their
Right,
wings.
like,
Elves will lose
And
their
I kind
hats.
of like that. Like, the grumpy old man has to be like, Merry Christmas. You're like, thanks, Bob. Thanks.
Yep,
That's my
exactly.
favorite holiday out of all the holidays. Because I'm like, Bob has to smile this year.
That's right.
It's his day.
Yep. I love it. I love it so much. I don't know where I'm going to be for Christmas. If I'm
wow.
here, I'm pretty excited
Big
to see what Christmas would be like here, honestly.
Oh, okay. Because you never.
I mean, in this physical house.
Oh, God. You're going to die. Like, this is so.
Haunted Christmas.
Haunted Christmas. Or that gargoyle that's staring at you right now would
Dude,
be like, Merry Christmas.
If I could plan my own prom, that would be the theme. Haunted Christmas.
I thought you were going to say haunted prom. And I was like, I have all the dresses. I have all the dresses already planned.
Oh my God, let's go. Listen,
Right, a
we
ball,
could
a
do like a
masquerade ball
haunted
here.
fashion shoot here.
Oh my God. And
There are so many ideas.
There's so
It's just
much
endless.
Stuff. Right. And this house there's like 3 different levels. I'm pretty sure there's a cafe outside.
It might be more than that. I
Like-
went to the basement the other day.
The
and
basement?
and it's a whole other thing.
Did you want to torture your own eyes out? Like, why would you even think of doing that?
It wasn't so much my eyes as my my asthma about killed me, but it was worth the trip because there are some things down there. And,
yeah.
And I'm still
Haunted?
haunted, a little traumatized, but thrilled. Still thrilled.
Wow. See, to me, like, I can't even watch a scary movie. Like, the screener team, they're like, what genre would you? I'm like, never horror. Because, like, you know that shit's real. You know it's real.
You gotta.
On some level, when
There's always a basis of
rainbows
reality
exist.
in it.
Like, that doesn't
And
make
unicorns.
any sense, really.
I mean, maybe they used to. We don't know.
Right. Like, there might be explanations later, but it's yeah. The mirror room you slept in, kudos, because I could not have done that.
Listen, I can't tell you how excited I was. No, I can. I was very excited. I'm still excited.
Brilliant.
I might go up there again. I mean, I just want to go into all pieces of this house. I want to check it all out. There are many rooms I still haven't seen.
And there's many rooms that don't even exist.
There's one.
But somehow, there's a door.
There's a secret room.
There's a secret room.
There's a secret door in the room to my left, her right. And it's private, and I'm going to respect the household, and I will not go in there.
The door
but
looks like
good
it's slowly
Lord,
opening.
I am tempted. Let me tell you,
Yeah, this is a very temptress house.
it sure is.
Death table next to me.
Death.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite book? Since we're in the library,
Oh, man. Okay.
or your top 3,
I
or
keep
top
thinking
3
of, like,
authors, or however
I
you want to go with it.
remember my first audiobook, that's the first thing that came to my head, was Wuthering Heights.
Uh-huh.
And the guy who played Wuthering Heights, his voice, like I heard somebody else have their audiobook on it, and I was like, you don't get it. Like, this is sex, guys. Like, this guy's voice, and I was 12. I was like,
Audiogasms.
this, like Morgan Freeman voice, where you're like, this is, like, it's like a
Real smooth
otherworldly.
and just,
I just was like, I can't listen to any
it's
other
like
books.
Morgan
and I
Freeman's
haven't.
voice is the basis of ASMR. I honestly think his voice
What about
alone
Joan
is what
Earl? No. James
James
Earl
Earl
Jones.
Jones.
There you go. Thank you.
Darth Vader
I mean,
himself. Yeah.
everybody. Scar, the king.
Okay,
like
so
all these
okay.
guys.
I should not tell
Yeah,
this
you
story
burst.
or not tell this story again. But I worked background on The Big Bang Theory 3 times. And one of those times, James Earl Jones was the guest star.
God damn it.
And he was as close as you are, and his sweet, smooth, melodical voice was right. I can't do it any justice can. But it was just like I am just talking about hearing it. I get a bump in my shorts. Like I am it was I was there as background list. It was, whatever, but it was a true nerd's dream come true. It truly was. I mean, I keep so many things on the show I've said a million times, but I really should write a book. You should write a book too. Maybe we should co-author
just
a book.
The biology of Jen, where you're like, what?
I mean, really, because you've lived such an incredible, lilted, life, but you've also come through so much, and we haven't even dipped into. I mean, we're on. We're at the beginning of the woods. We haven't even entered
I'm literally
the sanctum,
not going anywhere. So.
And we're already way into the show at this point. What I'm gonna quit being interviewer guy and just go for it. What in your life would you like to talk about? Like what?
Yeah, mental health. And the
excellent.
importance
I love it.
of like awareness. And I worked in a lot of psych wards because of kind of my background too. So I'm a nurse, and I think the funniest people come in psych wards because they're so honest. Like what makes it funny is it's relatable. And so like I had this guy. Just a quick story.
You don't have to make it quick.
Okay.
That's what podcasts are all about. Right? This is all about you.
So Ralph, I would shower Ralph. He had CP, and he was like this adorable kind of older man. Couldn't speak, right? And so I'm showering him for 6 months every day, for 5 days a week. It was like and back in Australia. And I remember after 6 months, my boss came in and she was like, "Hey, he's completely capable of showering himself." And I was like, "What?" And then Ralph was literally in the shower because she came in. She was like, "Oh, he does it to everyone." And then God. He's laughing his head off. He's like, "Oh, this idiot," because he can't really talk, but he's just like God. Totally shysting me. And it was the funniest, honest moment. And then he, as Ralph, because this is him, he grabs the sponge and he gives me this like, "How about one more time for the road?" I was like, "You bastard. You beautiful,
naughty little shit.
Hilarious." Like, that's so funny. Because he's not stupid. That's like, right. So the stigma of like
he
that.
He played you good.
Played me so good. And I was driving home and Ralph is just like, just a smirk on his little face. And because, I worked with him the next day. And it was so, he finally was like, "Okay, now we're friends. Now you get it." And it was like, yes, I get it. And a month after, I was really upset in the car. And I remember driving. And you're trying to be professional because, like you're a real person, but you're trying to like be there for him, right? That's like what you do is you're a carer. And so I'm having kind of a rough day. And then he goes from the back seat and he has like his hand and he just puts his hand on me. And he doesn't say anything because he can't, but it's like, it's okay. Like you can cry. Like this isn't, like you're a person.
Wow.
Like, stop. Yeah.
That
right?
Is...
Then that's mental health. That's like the stigma and all this stuff. It's like, no, that's it. It's a reach out. It's a hilarious, like moment. I learned the trick of, if you really don't want to be anywhere, just use the restroom.
Man. It's
the best.
There's so much truth to that too. And man.
Because you can just like leave it. This girl would go so much. And then she was doing her nails. She somehow found I was like, "Really, Margaret? Really?" And she was like,
"Oh, Margaret."
Right? It's so funny. Like you can't make it up. Like that's too good.
Yeah.
Like mental health. That's what it is.
I have made the bathroom my refuge at many a workplace.
anywhere. And people do it. Like, nobody's that... Like, it's a real thing. Because we're all human. That's mental health. That's people. People are still the same thing. But I remember really learning that lesson because she was just doing all sorts of crazy. Like, her nails, I'm like, this is the least place you'd want to do it. And she was like, it's my time. It's my time, Jen.
Right.
Like, you know what, Margaret? You're right.
That's right.
That's right. I just left. I left, came back.
Let Margaret be Margaret.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So good.
It really is so important to keep the discussion going and be there for people as much as you can.
Oh my
because
gosh.
we're all going through things all the time, you know.
Yeah.
It's I mean, I'm having a great day. Do you have to go?
Yeah.
You got to split, don't you?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
You better be.
You better be. Better be.
How dare you?
Yeah, this has been so good though.
I'm so
like
glad.
I'm loving this.
I'm
In
so
a mansion
happy to have you here, and
gargoyles.
we've been trying to do this forever. We didn't even touch on how we met, which I think is just explosively hilarious.
It's so funny. I want to come back. We need to like do this again.
We can do this 40 more times. Right. You know where I am now. Just
a mansion full
just
of
come
gargoyles.
on over. You have an open invite. So Jen and I met on this ridiculous project. It was for Jib Jab. I don't even know if Jib Jab is still around. Are they still doing things?
I don't think so. Like, it's too funny.
And we were playing. If you haven't seen Jib Jab videos, just do a Google deep dive, and they're like, you know, these very fun. It's like these cutout people, and they have it's actual people, as we were playing actual people with like giant animated heads, and they put them in these, you know, animated videos. Usually, like there's one for each.
Or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a video greeting card, and there's one for all the holidays.
It is the stupidest thing
on the planet. Stupidest thing, but it was so much fun. We were like, it was like an '80s themed thing that we were. Yeah, it was like an '80s prom
so
kind of
tacky and great. And I looked like crack Barbie, and they were like, "That's great." I'm like,
did.
Right? I was like, "Why would you?" Doesn't matter.
I was wearing my finest. I was dressed to the nines in my navy blue pinstripe suit, and for the '80s touch, I had a Garbage Pail Kid in my pocket, which I was hoping would get on camera, and it didn't in any sort of way. But it was my little token to you know, be as 80s as I could in this very strange environment. Dude, that was such a blast.
So funny. Just moving our legs in direction doesn't make sense. They were like, you just need to dance. It's like, but just move. Okay?
Yeah. And of course, it was one of those things where we didn't have any idea of the music that they were going to be playing, because they cut that all in later. So they're playing some even more ridiculous music than they actually end up using, and we're imagining what the dance moves are supposed to be. We have no idea. Hollywood is weird, guys. It really is Hollyweird.
Hollyweird.
Jennifer, where can people find you?
Oh, so
online or otherwise?
Yes, so at FunniFemales, funny with an I, because that's how hilarious it is. And then me, I'm at jenvanheeckeren.com. Or, you know, Instagram, Facebook. The 4 E's. Let me spell it for you. Jennifer, 2 N's, and then here's all the E's. Van, like you're driving a car. HeeCkeren. And that's literally everywhere. There's only one of us, because it's crazy.
As it should be.
Aww.
That's right. There's only one you, and you are pretty amazing. Thank you so much for joining me here on Faux Real in this haunted mansion.
Faux Real.
And you're going to come back.
Yes.
And would be so we're gonna do a whole photo shoot, and maybe several. So
yes. Fashion forward.
Okay.
Murder.
That is it for this Halloween episode. Thanks so much. See you on the next one. Remember, you can follow me as always across all the places at Devlin Wilder. That's DEVLINWILDER. And Faux Real at Faux Real Pod. That's FAUXREALPOD. That's it for this one. See you on the next one.